Hello, I'm Jo, and today I have a book haul to share with you all. Okay guys, I have new books to add to my shelves. Okay, now the first one that I'm going to show you is this one. This time next year. Two unlikely friends, one extraordinary love story. Now, this is one that I bought in the second-hand shop that we have close by. I saw it and I was like, ooh, that looks good. I don't know, it just kind of pulled me in. I thought it might be fun. So get ready to fall for this year's most incredible love story. Quinn and Minnie are born on New Year's Eve in the same hospital, 1 minute apart. Their lives may begin together, but their worlds could not be more different. 30 years later, they find themselves together again in the same place at the same time. What if fate is trying to bring them together? Maybe it's time to take a chance on love. I thought that sounded quite good. So I grabbed myself a copy of this one. Okay, so that's the first one. Now, these other books here I got for free from the Book Exchange. Okay, these ones, my youngest son actually helped find these for me because there's not many books in English language there. But so whenever we go and they're all like mixed in the shelves and everything, so we kind of like span it. It's like, okay, find English language books. So this is what we came back with this time. So the first one is this one right here, The Man from Beijing. I don't know, revenge can take more than a lifetime. It kind of, well, you know, I like thrillers and stuff, so and here we have the review comment here by Daily Express is the master of Swedish crime thriller. Okay, so this obviously was one that appealed to me. This is a gripping political thriller and a compelling detective story from a writer at the height of his powers. Okay, so that one could be interesting. I'm definitely excited about reading that one. The next one up is this one, The Narrow Road to the Deep North. Okay, as you can see, this one is a winner of the Man Booker Prize. Okay, now this is a little bit different. Okay, in the despair of a Japanese POW camp on the Burma Death Railway, Surgeon Derigo Evans is haunted by his love affair with his uncle's young wife 2 years earlier. Struggling to save the men under his command from starvation, from cholera, from beatings, he receives a letter that will change his life forever. This is a story about the many forms of love and death, of war and truth, as one man comes of age, prospers, only to discover all that he has lost. Okay, I think this is going to be a kind of emotional read, this one. Getting those kind of vibes, but I think it should be an interesting read. Probably very thought-provoking, this one, I feel. Okay, so there's that one. Okay, so they're the ones that I'm like most excited about from this haul. Then we move on to the other ones. Okay, so this one, it's like an older publication, this one. So this is Ice Rigger. Okay, Ethan Fortune was a simple salesman, knowledgeable of course, also civilized, a sophisticated traveller between many worlds, but certainly he had never thought of himself as a hero. The banality of such an idea would have amused him. Okay, Suga September, on the other hand, a giant of a man, had apparently never done anything of less than heroic stature and expected the like of everyone else. With the pair of them ideologically stranded on deadly frozen Tankeke, along with an ill-assorted variety of others, Ethan Fortune suddenly found himself cast in the role of leader. He didn't find it amusing at all. I don't know, I feel this one, it could be interesting. This. I'm already feeling a kind of dynamic between the characters just by reading the blurb on the back of the book there. But there we go. Also, it's kind of nice to read like older books as well. Variety is the spice of life. Although there's so many like new publications coming out all the time. You get excited about them and stuff, but it's like, let's not forget the oldies as well. Okay, then Singinghurst, an unfinished history. Okay, so here we have Singinghurst Castle is well renowned for its beauty and its unique garden, created within the ruins of the characteristic Vita Sackville West and Harold Nicholson, now owned by the National Trust. The castle receives hundreds of visitors a day, a financial necessity but increasingly a strain on its fragile environment. When Adam Nicholson went back to live in his grandparents' house, he was determined to return Singinghurst to the idyllic but working and sustainable estate he remembered from his childhood, but his plans were met with great resistance. Fascinating discoveries about the estate's history and moving recollections of his family, Singinghurst and Nicholas's passionate account of his struggle to reconnect garden, farm, land and business, and now updated to follow the first full year of his quest to bring heart back to Singinghurst. Okay, so this is very different from what I would normally choose to read. Okay, as you can see here, now a major BBC series. Okay, and it's definitely, I would watch that, I think, as a series. I like all these, restoring old buildings. In this, there's lots of like pictures and maps and stuff as well. It's very different, but I think it's going to be quite interesting as a read in general. And they're very different, like I said, from what I would usually pick to read. Now, the last one that I have is Pitcher Martin. This one right here. Again, older book. Here, now, doesn't really have much written on the back here. We've got a couple of like review comments, but I don't actually have the blurb for the book. Okay, so I don't really know what this one is about at all. Okay, but it says, William Golding's imagination works brilliantly just within the limits of fantastic nightmare. Martin struggles in the water with which this story opens. His slow climb up the rock to the sort of plateau on the top, the confused meditations in which his rational mind strives to reduce the horror of his position to tolerable terms. Of all this, Mr. Golding writes with a remarkably sustained imaginative intensity. Okay, so I don't really know what to expect from this. I have a feeling it might be an interesting read though. Again, because, slightly different actually a lot different to the usual stuff that I would read. But I don't know, it just kind of, I thought, let's give it a go. I mean, obviously, if I do find that these books sit on my shelf for too long without being read, then I'll probably just take them back to the book exchange and leave them for someone else, to be honest with you. Again, also what I do if I read them and, don't enjoy them, don't want to keep them in my collection, then I will take them back and leave them for other people as well. So there we go. That is my book haul. I was rather pleased with that, especially as the whole lot I got, the only one I actually paid for is this one, which I paid about €2 for. Okay, so there we go. Have you read any of these books? If so, what did you think of them? Without spoilers, please. But what did you think of them? Would you recommend it to someone else to read? Also, like in the case of this one, which is a BBC series, did you by any chance watch the BBC series about that? And if so, was that interesting as well? I would love to know what you guys think about all these. Also, because obviously here, it's a mixture of, newer publications and then, considerably older ones. comes to your own TBR, I want you to be honest here, okay? How much of what you read is new releases? And by new releases, I don't mean necessarily books that have come out this year, although, we could put that in there as well. But I mean like in recent years, okay? So let's say like within the past 5 years, okay? That's like the majority of the reading that you do. Or do you like reading like older publications as well? So books that were, for example, published in the 1990s or even before that. I'd be interesting to hear your thoughts about this. Do you ever pick up these older publications as well, or do you feel more conditioned to read, sorry about the dogs, do you feel more conditioned to read or like the newer books that are coming out all the time? Join in the conversation down in the comments below and let me know about this. I think it's interesting to see the different reading styles that we have and stuff as well. And also, do you have a particularly favourite book from, that was published, for example, in the 90s or whatever, that you would still recommend to people to read and things? If so, let me know what it was down in the comments below about that as well. Because I think it's important that we keep putting new life into the older books and things as well, because a lot of them really do stand the test of time, and it's nice to read those as well as the newer books that come out. Anyway, that is it for today. Thank you for joining me for this book haul, and I will see you in the next time. Bye.